Hey everyone, Lucamus Prime here, so it's time for another movie review today. Today I'm going to be reviewing a movie I've just got done watching, which was a movie that I've been really excited for that came on Amazon Prime, being Coming to America, the sequel to a 1988 movie Coming to America. And so yeah, this is a movie that I was very excited for, and it was supposed to be coming out in August last year, but got delayed due to COVID, and instead got put on Amazon Prime. And it came out today on Amazon Prime, and I just got done watching it. So, the first movie I do love, it's one of my favourite comedy movies of all time, one of my favourite movies with Eddie Murphy, and I give it 10 out of 10. This movie, on the other hand, I will say, I think it was amazing. That's what I'm going to say. I really enjoyed watching this movie. It was really fun to watch. Very good. It made me laugh lots of times, although I will admit I did have a couple of issues with this movie, which I'm going to get through. So yeah, so what's the movie about? So the movie begins with a very nice introduction of Zamunda, the city, the kingdom where Akeem lives, with Prince Akeem, and it felt very similar to the first movie. You know, the same kind of spirit, if you get what I mean. And it's revealed that he has a rivalry with General Izzy. So from the first movie he was Colonel, now he's General, played by Wesley Snipes. And the reason why he's not played by Calvin Lockhart is because Calvin passed away, so that's why Wesley Snipes plays him now. And then we then get to see King Jaffa Joffa, played by the legendary James Earl Jones. And unfortunately, he's dying, which I was very sad about. I had a feeling he was dying because of the synopsis that the movie had, you know, in 2019 when they announced it. And also from the trailer as well, where it showed him on his deathbed. So yeah. And we then get revealed that Akeem has a son. So I'm like, how? Since when? But then we get treated to a flashback scene showing young Akeem and Semi in New York meeting the mother of Akeem's son, called Mary. And Akeem and Mary, of course, have a one-night stand, which of course results in Lavelle, who is Akeem's son, his long-lost son. But yeah, I will say, though, the CGI to do, which they added to young Eddie Murphy and Arsenio Hall in that scene, I'm not going to lie, it was so impressive, it creeped me out. I'm not kidding, it was so impressive. You'd think it was a deleted scene from the first film. I mean, my friend Operantis, aka Alexander, was watching it at the same time as me as well, and he didn't even notice it was CGI. He honestly had no idea that it was CGI, yeah. I mean, Alexander, if you're watching this, please comment below telling people how you reacted, yeah. You can vouch for me on that, yeah. And then, after we are then told about this, something really disturbed me happened, where King Joffa wants to have his funeral while he's alive. So I'm like, really, King? Why do you want your funeral while you're alive? That's weird. So we then get a very nice, party scene, really. I will say the dancing was very well choreographed, and the singing as well. And Zamunda invites a very special guest, being Morgan Freeman himself, playing himself. So he attends the funeral. And then, unfortunately, guys, after the king reminds Akeem about what he said about finding his son, he dies. Although I will say it was very sudden and not very well executed. I was a bit disappointed about that. Like, I really wanted James Earl Jones to have more screen time because I love him as an actor. I was very disappointed that he barely had any screen time in this movie. So after King Joffa dies, Akeem becomes king. And then he says to Semi they're going back to America. And they head back to America. And when they arrive in Queens, they think not a lot's changed until we see the barbershop. So we finally get to see the barbershop back, and yeah. And every character in the barbershop we saw, you know, Clarence, Morris, Saul, and everyone else, you know, in the barber, they're still alive despite being pretty old in the first movie. They are somehow still alive 33 years later, so wow. They've aged pretty well. And then they ask, and then Akeem reveals that he's looking for his son, and they mention that they saw, and they show him a picture of him, of Lavelle, and they give him directions, and they do find him. And then we get introduced to the rest of his family, where we get to see Mary again, who's played by Leslie Jones, who you may know from being from the 2016 Ghostbusters reboot, which, for you don't know, I really hated. I've heard the first two Ghostbusters movies, but yeah, back to the topic of coming to America. We then also get to meet Lavelle's uncle, who is Reem Johnson, yeah, played by Tracy Morgan, who I would say was pretty funny in this movie. So then they take Lavelle and also his mother and uncle to Zamunda, where he gets introduced to Akeem and Lisa's daughters. They got 3 daughters, and then Lavelle has to get used to the amenities of Zamunda. So, for example, he gets bathed and also has, you know, meals with a family at a big table, and he even has to go and see a lion too, which was I mean, the lion was also pretty good. I think it was a CGI lion, I believe, but he was very impressive. Yeah, he was very good. But eventually, he decides he doesn't really want to be there in Zamunda, doesn't really like the look of it. And General Izzy, as well, wants Akeem's son to marry his daughter. So, yeah. But then I think Lavelle had enough of it, really, and he wanted to return to New York. So he took General Izzy's daughter with him there to marry her in New York. And then once again, Akeem comes to America, and he goes there and, you know, and tries to stop them again, you know. Oh yeah, and we also got to see Reverend Brown again conducting their wedding, which is pretty cool. So yeah, and Akeem, you know, went to the wedding ceremony. You know, he attempted to stop it, but you know, when Lavelle told him how much he loved General Izzy's daughter, he let go ahead, and then we get treated to a nice little party back in Zamunda, which was pretty cool. And we got lots of people there, and we also got to see Eddie Murphy's character Randy Watson as well singing, which was pretty cool. Nice to see them back. So yeah, and then of course as well we then we get the credits, and what was pretty funny was they actually showed bloopers during the credits, which was pretty nice. Funny as well. And then we get a post-credit scene with Saul, you know, the old man played by Eddie Murphy from the barbershop. And they repeat the joke about, you know, him stroking that lion fur which King Joffer had when he went into the barbershop in the first movie, where he asks if it's velvet. So that made me laugh. So yeah. So overall, guys, I did enjoy this movie. It was pretty good. I don't think it adds up to a first movie in my opinion, but, you know, mainly because I didn't really like the way they portrayed King Joffer, played by James Earl Jones, in this movie very much. Like, I thought he'd have more screen time and that they'd give him a better, you know, send-off in a way. And I also, as well, noticed as well that they gave Zamunda more screen time than America in this movie compared to the first film. It's weird how the movie is called Coming to America, yet America's barely in the movie. But oh well, I did love how we got more Zamunda this time, though. Like, Zamunda was very well, and apparently, guys, the mansion which Akeem lives in is actually the mansion of Rick Ross, who's of course appearing in this movie as the Lieutenant of General Izzy, which is pretty cool. Oh yeah, another thing that I'll also mention is that during the credits we also get to see John Legend singing a song as well, and I do love John Legend. Legend is a great singer, so it was nice to see him in this. So yeah. So what would I give this movie out of 10, guys? Well, I did give the first one 10 out of 10, but this one, because of the fact that, you know, that King Joffer had such little screen time and the way he died, I didn't really like that. And also, I do wish as well that Cleo McDowell, who is the father of Lisa, had more screen time, played by, John Amos? Yeah, I wish he had more screen time. I was very disappointed that he didn't have much screen time. But almost, he was great in the movie though, Cleo McDowell. So, I'm going to give this movie an 8 out of 10. I did enjoy it. It was hilarious. And, you know, so many great characters coming back. And I will say that many of them have aged so well. Especially Eddie Murphy, Arsenio Hall, and Shari Headley as well. Like, they've aged really well. So Eddie Murphy has also said that he would like to do a sequel to it, you know, Coming to America 3, I think. But he said he'll be winning 2075, so we've got to wait on 15 years for this, haven't we, guys? Because this year's turning 60, so we're waiting 15 years for the next one, aren't we? So, guys, this is me reviewing Coming to America, yeah. Pretty great, you know, comedy flick. I really enjoyed it. It was really funny. So, yeah. So, you know the drill, guys. Be sure to give this video a like. Also, drop the comments as well. What you guys thought of this movie, you've seen it. And also, as well, if you're planning on watching, I'd recommend it. It's a very funny movie. And definitely one of the best movies I've seen from 2021 so far, in my opinion. So yeah, also be sure to subscribe to my channel for more coming in the future. And I'll see you all later.